he comes, here he comes. There's the trumpets, there's the drums, here he comes. Hopalong, Cassidy, here he comes.
Born in Hendrysburg, Ohio on June 5, 1895, William Lawrence Boyd was the son of Charles William Boyd, a day laborer, and his wife, Lida. When he was 20, he went to Hollywood and found work playing bit parts in various films. His big breakout came in 1925, when he appeared in Cecil B. DeMille's The Road to Yesterday. A starring role in The Volga Boatman a year later made Boyd a major star, and matinee idol after this. Boyd lived a lavish lifestyle. He was a party hound, a heavy drinker, and a womanizer. By 1931 he had been married 4 times, to Laura Manyard, Ruth Miller, Eleanor Fair, and Dorothy Sebastian. It was that year that his career would take a turn for the worst, all on account of a simple mix-up. Another actor named William Boyd was arrested for gambling and possession of liquor. This was during the Prohibition. And a newspaper, unaware of this lesser-known actor, printed the story using Boyd's image. Though they later printed a retraction, the damage to the actor's reputation had already been done. Boyd was fired from radio pictures shortly thereafter. Over the next 4 years, he would work for smaller and smaller Poverty Row studios. Meanwhile, independent producer Harry "Pop" Sherman was working to bring Clarence E. Mulford's popular character, Hopalong Cassidy, to the screen. Sherman had been around a long time. He had loaned D.W. Griffith money to complete The Birth of a Nation back in the silent era, and had become a top exec at Majestic Pictures. At this point, the independent states' rights market was struggling, and independent releases had little chance of success unless they were distributed by a major studio. Sherman went to Paramount Pictures, who agreed to distribute the film, and Mulford gave his blessing, so Sherman went ahead to find a cast. To play Hopalong, the producer went to popular character actor James Gleason, a good choice to play Mulford's wizened, hard-drinking cowboy.
That was a close call, boy.
How much is 5,000 volts?
Boyd was approached to play the role of Red Connors, but after reading the script, he began campaigning for the main role. Wanting to clean up his image, however, Boyd insisted on changing the character to an upstanding, clean-cut character who never swears, drinks, or smokes. Mulford was horrified by this and objected to Boyd's casting. But the studio preferred Boyd over Gleason, as he still had enough star power for his name to be a box office draw. In the end, Boyd got the role. More films would follow over the next 9 years, 54 to be exact, all produced by Sherman and starring Boyd. Hopalong Cassidy would change the actor's life. He would marry again, to Grace Bradley in 1937, and he remained faithful to Grace until his death. Boyd stopped his drinking and his loose lifestyle, and moved to a modest home in Palm Desert, California. The same year he married Grace, he also obtained his horse, Topper, who he would ride throughout his career as Hoppy. Topper would die in 1961, and Boyd, after this, retired from public life, trusting no other horse to put up with the frequent petting, stroking of his mane, and pulling of his tail, which he had to endure from Hoppy's overenthusiastic young fans.
I understand you play poker, Mr. Riley.
So I've been told.
I find chess more to my liking. Are you familiar with the game?
Don't look lively enough for me.
The great Napoleon knew most of its principles and used them in his campaigns.
I reckon I better stick to...
Early on, the Hopalong movies distinguished themselves for their production value and tight stories. They all feature outdoor cinematography and were shot in Lone Pine, California.
Get under!
Paramount distributed the first 41 films in the series, but, starting in 1942, Sherman signed a deal with United Artists, who distributed the rest of the films in the series. In 1944, Sherman decided to put the series to rest to pursue bigger budget features like Ramrod and Four Faces West. Boyd, however, was not ready to give up on the character. He determined to purchase the rights to Hopalong Cassidy and the film catalog from Sherman, and he sold or mortgaged almost everything he owned to meet the producer's price of $350,000. He would produce and star in another 12 Hoppy pictures, all released by United Artists and with noticeably lower budgets.
How many shells you got left?
Hasta luego, compañeros!
Like so many other B-westerns of the time, these films struggled at the box office, and the series was canceled by United Artists. In 1948, brought close to bankruptcy and without a penny to his name, Boyd went to the local NBC television station and offered them one of his films as a rental. The broadcast did well, and NBC quickly asked for more. Boyd released all 66 movies to the network, and the series became a smash hit. Boyd became a TV icon, the first real star of the small screen, and Hoppy was now more popular than ever. Hopalong Cassidy became a merchandising phenomenon, and everything from comic books and trading cards to trash cans and hair tonic began to feature the character.